Just some information about Famikos. We're located at 1325 Ansel Road, and you can contact us at 216-791-6476. You could also go online to famikos.org as well. Just some events and announcements that are happening both in the community but also at Famikos. We have a drive-through food distribution that's going to be happening. That's going to be happening at East Professional Center, and that's 1349 East 79th Street. And that's going to be on February 19th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. There's also going to be a food distribution and a vaccine clinic, and that's going to be happening at the Huff Multipurpose Center, and that's going to be on February 24th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And the Huff Multipurpose Center is located at 8555 Huff Avenue. There's also a food pantry that's going to be going on, and that's at the Nora Building, and that's located at 1400 East 55th Street. And that's going to be on February 21st from 10 a.m. to noon. And some information with things that are going on at Famikos. Tax season is here, and you'll want to call 211 to make an appointment. We can do your taxes there at Famikos. They'll be done stress-free and correctly. Also, if you're struggling to make ends meet with the prices that are going up, you can call our Home Ownership Resource Center, and we offer free financial coaching, credit repair, and also rental assistance. And you can call 216-791-6476, or you could also visit our website at famikos.org for more information. Today on the podcast, I have a guest with me. I have Shauna Roberts. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Huff Multipurpose Center and also her work with the Famikos Foundation. So thank you for joining me today, Shauna.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and the work that you do with Famikos?
Absolutely. So I started with Famikos February 1st, 2018. I was brought in as the office manager for the Ward 7 community offices, working with Famikos Foundation, also working with the, at that time, councilperson Bashir Jones. So we established our community offices there. We set up social services. We have a social worker that works there full time. We have a housing coordinator. She works with our residents doing home repair and lead abatement work with our residents. We also have a community liaison who works with establishing block clubs, tenant council organizations within our apartment buildings in the community. Mm-hmm. We have about 13 high rises in the community, so he works very closely with them. And there's multiple services that we brought about. The food distribution, we have a clothing bank in the building at the Huff Multipurpose Center. We also have a recidivism program, a reentry program that is run by a young man by the name of Seti Richardson. So he helps those people that are residents that are dealing with just being released from incarceration, mm-hmm. helping them get an employment, job training, counseling. It's kind of wraparound services mm-hmm. for the residents that need it. And we, during the pandemic, we also started a, a learning pod. We had one and serviced about 40 to 50 children during that. It's no longer in existence mm-hmm. at our location mm-hmm. right now, but we've done quite a bit of work in a very short period of time. We've been there 4 years. So things are still evolving and, mm-hmm. and coming about. We have a new councilwoman, Ms. Stephanie Hough. Mm-hmm. So we at Famikos will be working with her to roll out her vision, mm-hmm. For the community and what she wants to have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what has been your involvement in the Huff community anyway? Like, have you been involved?
I've been a resident of the community for quite some time.
Okay.
I've been really blessed to be there. I have my two youngest children were mm-hmm. raised in the community. My husband and I, prior to me working at Famikos, ran a nonprofit organization, which was a male mentoring program that was in practically all of the schools in CMSD, but it started at MLK High School. And with that work that we did with mentoring the young men, I helped him run the nonprofit organization, but we also did a lot of outreach and charitable work with the families that we mentored, of the young men that we mentored, from helping them with food, helping the young men get prepared for college, sending them off with care packages or computers, when they went off to college, and do, multiple things like that. So it's been the community itself. I've been really blessed. We formed some wonderful relationships with the residents there and the families, and it's pretty much like family. Because we've been in the community for 20 plus years now, and my kids went to Lexington Bell and Fatima for daycare and preschool. My daughter graduated from MLK High School, and my son graduated from John Hay, but my daughter, she is autistic. She's 26 now, but we've been really blessed with the teachers and the people that have been our support system for helping us raise our children. And it's really we've been really fortunate to create and have bonds with the residents that are like family. So it's been a true. It's been a good a long process and getting to know everybody. So we're really blessed.
And what's driven you all to be so involved, like your whole family to be so involved in the community?
That's something that was instilled in me by my mother. She and my grandmother. They were both. My grandmother was widowed very early, and she raised 13 children by herself practically. My grandfather was a Cleveland police officer that passed away from a heart attack. And so she had 13 children to raise, by herself. And my mother was the oldest of that 13. And my mother always raised us to, there's always people that are less fortunate than you. You always have to give back. And as long as you continue to give out blessings, they will come your way. And if you don't see it, your children may. So I've just raised, me and my husband, we have been adamant to raise our children that, it's always best to be a blessing and always help your neighbor. Because if you can't benefit from it, maybe your sister will, or, someone in your family down the line. So it's just something that we've instilled in our family and our children, and we started them very, very early from not only helping us out with volunteering with the young men and their families that were in part of the mentoring program, but in our church. So we were members at Emmanuel Baptist Church. It's not in Ward 7. And then we also did volunteer work there with feeding the neighborhood and the community and helping out through different events and clinics or whatever the church would have. We were always involved from a very, very young age. My kids didn't always like it. They appreciate it now, but that's something that we just started with them early. It's the way we were brought up, and we came out okay. So doing
that's
them the
great.
same way.
That's really great. And what would you say that you love the most about this community?
Oh man, the people. The people are such sincere, giving people. They're kind. They are just the people are so genuine. And it's just been the relationships and bonds that we have established has just it has lasted to some of the young men that my husband mentored that live in the community, their families. Those young men have grown, to become adults, and they have families, and I'm grandmother to so many grandkids, and it's just the extension of the family and the community. I believe is strengthened because because of those bonds. We have our challenges because we do live in an impoverished community, but those people that can help, they do come together and help whenever possible. So it's definitely the people, and their hearts are really sincere and pure.
I like that. And going back to Huff and the work that you're doing with Famikos as well, what services does Famikos provide to the Huff community? Oh,
goodness. Basically, all of the services that Famikos offers at the home office on Ansel Road, that we refer our residents to them for, like the tax preparation. That we are big with connecting our residents to that. The home repair program, the rental assistance that really came out during the pandemic. We help with that. We have the food distribution center that during the pandemic we we had to switch it up a little bit, where we used to do it monthly, we did it weekly. We have a clothing bank, we have the social services there, we have people that come to us from everything from rental assistance to a tree fell on my house, I don't know who to call. So we provide resources that the residents need assistance with, and sometimes if we can, a lot of it they need financial assistance, but if we can't help them financially, we try to guide them to contractors and resources that will be able to provide the services for them at a discount, because they know that money sometimes is an issue for some of the people that we service.
And what do you find most rewarding about your job with Famikos and like the things that you're doing at the multipurpose center?
It's just heartwarming to know that you could help someone, that from a mom that's coming in that, I need a coat and shoes for my kids. Can you help me with that? To be able to help them when they don't have any place to go for that assistance. It does your heart well to know that, I had a young lady came in last week. Her name is Sammy. She's the first time she came in for food. She's a single mom with a little boy, and she came in needing food for her and her son. And I was able to give her groceries, and not only groceries, we had deodorant, laundry detergent, face masks, hand sanitizer, to be able to provide those types of things to people that are really in need of help is huge. And the relationships that you forge because of the help that you're giving is long lasting. People always remember when they're able to come to you or able to provide some type of aid or assistance in their time of need. That is what means the most to me. And there's nothing more valuable to me than that. And it is so rewarding, and I love it. I really do.
And that really helps to form the community too.
Absolutely.
And the relationships. What do you find most challenging, would you say, about
resources, financial resources? Because Famikos is a nonprofit, and the money that we receive, it just is never enough. There's 25,000 residents in Ward 7, and financially, there's always a way that there's always something or resources that the people need help with, and a lot of our residents are older and live in homes that are not in the best of condition, and they need assistance from a roof to plumbing to whatever, and not being able to provide them with enough aid or enough monies to help them with the repairs and things that they need on their home, and not only home repair, but just financial assistance, period. To be able to help residents with the rental assistance is huge, but the financial need, the financial resources is the biggest restraint that we have, and we do the best we can with what we have, but we could always use more. So anybody wanting to donate, please, Famikos.org. Send in donations, not only for Ward 7, but all of the communities that we service could utilize the financial help. So,
And how has, going into like the pandemic and everything, how has Famikos been responding to the pandemic in Huff?
They've been very, very responsive. We've had to change the way we deliver service to our residents, and they have worked, the team has worked trying to brainstorm what does it look like since the pandemic, and having to do home deliveries for residents. We, even though a lot of the city services were closed, or a lot of places you couldn't go down to City Hall for help, everything was shut down because of the pandemic. To be able to have, to stay open for people to come in for assistance with filling out a home repair application, or actually going to their home if they didn't feel safe with coming to them. We've had to be kind of innovative in how we decided to deliver service, but they stepped up the plate with doing vaccine clinics, picking up residents to go get them to get the vaccine. The Huff Multipurpose Center has been turned into basically like a vaccine clinic. Neon Health had a fire some months ago, and when they had their fire, they could no longer provide the vaccine clinics there. So we're literally across the street from them. So we started providing the vaccine clinics, doing testing on Mondays from 9 to 1, and vaccines on Wednesdays from 9 to 1. So to be able to think outside of the box and types of services that you're able to provide, that was, Famikos was really on point with that. And also they were very fortunate to get grants to get not only provide the residents with food from the food pantry, but also provide them with personal care items, shampoo, laundry detergent, deodorant, diapers for those families that need diapers for infants, and just to be able to provide those types of services and be open to how you service them, be it delivering them and things of that nature has been key. But also virtually, you know, we've had to turn to where we would do our monthly community meetings in person. We had to go to Zoom, you know, so being able to provide that type of service on a virtually, it was a challenge, you know, but we're doing it. But that also took us connecting with Empower Clee to getting our residents hooked up to Wi-Fi, you know, and also making sure that they know how to navigate their devices. I can't tell you how many seniors come into the community office. Mr. Roberts, I don't know how to use this new phone. You know, and actually having to walk them through that process of showing them how to do it, or even their iPads or tablets that they may have. And we were very cognizant with helping out the children too in the community that had to go to remote learning, provided them with the Chromebooks and the hotspots so they could, you know, still continue their learning, because not all parents were comfortable with the kids doing learning pods. You know, so you had to get kind of creative with it and flexible too. You know, so.
And how do you feel like the community outreach has changed as well, not just with the services and how you all have done things, but reaching the community itself?
That's also been a challenge, because we've had to depend on like the digital stuff, sending out. We're very conscious of sending out like email blast or text message, robocalls, you know, to reach the member, the residents. So. Thank God for robocalls and text them all. You know, you're able to, with those residents that have provided us with their cell numbers and everything, if there's big events going on in the community, we do the text messages. We also do robocalls. We still do newsletters, you know, flyers that we send out. So there's multiple ways that we've had to start change the outreach because of the pandemic. But it's all, you know, no delivery that we've figured out has been like foolproof. You know, you're always going to have some people to slip through the cracks, you know, but we've been very mindful of trying to reach as many people as possible. And then our offices are still open, you know, so we do have residents that regardless of what's happening, we still make sure that we have the paper flyers and things that we post out in the atrium area, lobby area of the building, so that people want to come by, they could just come by and pick up the stuff, you know, physically as well. And then our community outreach person, our community engagement person, Clark Nelson, he is very mindful to make sure that he gets any newsletter, flyers and things, he actually hand delivers those to our buildings in our community, so that those people that may not be connected through text messages or through robocalls or even have email, or we send out email blasts, that at least we have some way that we're trying to reach them.
That's great. Do you feel that there's been a good response to that too? There have been a lot of people that have been reached and coming to the events and things?
You know, that's continues to be a challenge for our residents. I've found in Ward 7, that it's unfortunate that not everybody is engaged. So that continues to be a challenge. It was like that 4 years ago, and it really has not changed. That's why I think that we have been very successful in reaching those people through text messages. That is because everybody has some type of a cell phone, and everybody is texting. You know, even grandma's getting texts from her grandkids and things. You know, so I think that that's been one of the most successful ways that we've been able to engage people. But that's still a challenge because there's some people that don't own cell phones. Some people that don't own computers even have an email address.
Yeah.
So we still try to figure out ways to better engage the community. That's going to be something that I think will be a challenge for a while, you know, because not everybody is that tech savvy, you know, and necessarily willing to learn. You know, some of our older people, they don't believe in, you know, cell phones and, you know, that type of stuff, or email. You know, they're not going to do it. So so many of them are still like to come and knock on the door. Miss Roberts, what's going on? You know, what do you guys have happening? So because we're really blessed to still have you know, our offices are at the Huff Multipurpose Center, and being able to, people can still knock on the door and come and talk to us.
Yeah.
So I think that that's another way that we continue to keep the people engaged.
Yeah. And are there any volunteer opportunities that you have at Huff Multipurpose Center?
Absolutely. The biggest one that we have is our food distribution.
Okay.
Because it is a very labor intensive process to run the food distribution center, to pack the bags, to stock the pantry when we get deliveries of the food, because our deliveries can be anywhere between 5,000 to 10,000 pounds worth of food that's delivered from the food bank. And once we get it, you got to have somebody to put it in the pantry, you know, so it's a bit of a challenge. But there's other opportunities for, we do neighborhood cleanups during the spring and summer. We do planting flowers in our community gardens. So there's multiple volunteer opportunities that are available, but that biggest one that for Ward 7 right now is the food distribution center.
And what about opportunities for students?
That would be
That will
Okay. That will be it too. We've had I've trying to been getting engaged with the Muni League football teams that are in the area, because those are high schoolers, and a lot of them have to do community service hours. And so try to engage them in that way. Come over and help. You know? And also we've been really engaging the Greek fraternities. A lot of the college kids they have to do some type of community service too, so they've come over and been kind of active with things. But and also during the pandemic, we also I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. During the pandemic, I just thought of this, when we had the learning pods, we had some of the high schoolers coming over and working with the elementary school kids during the learning pods, which was awesome. You know, because these are some kids, the high school kids that the little kids see in the community. It's like, oh wow, you're coming in there, you know, with work and everything. So it was really rewarding to see that. So there's multiple things like that we need volunteers for, but those are the key ones.
And if any of our listeners wanted to donate, I know you said, could you just give the information where they could donate again? Absolutely.
Any donations that you'd like to give to Ward 7, they could go to Famikos.org or drop off for donations at the Famikos home office, which is at 1325 Ansel Road, Cleveland, Ohio 44106. We welcome all donations. So anything that you give, we greatly appreciate, and thank you.
And do you have any last thoughts or comments that you just wanted to share or discuss?
Not really. You know, the work that we do is in the community is it could be rather tireless, you know, and but it could be so rewarding. We have our challenges from time to time and things that we have to deal with, but the work that we do, it's worth it. When I see a little kid or you know, that I've been able to help, or a single mother or a grandparent or, you know, elderly person, it's all worth it in the end, you know. And then we have such an amazing team with the Famikos family that we work with. you know, our coworkers are amazing. I'm sure you found that out.
Yes.
You know, I know you're
Yeah.
listening, but you know, we work with some really great people, and our leadership is amazing. And Mr. Analifo and the other senior staff that we have, and you know, we've also been blessed with the council people that you know that are the city council people in the communities that we service. So to be able to continue the work that we do with Famikos and with the council people that are connected is truly a blessing. It's challenging from time to time, but it's all worth it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is great. Yeah, thank you for that. And thank you for coming on today.
Sure.
And the Huff Multipurpose Center does give a lot of resources to the community. And actually, there are other resources that we have as well, like the Birthing Beautiful Communities. The City of Cleveland COVID dashboard actually showed that Huff has the highest number of COVID-related deaths in the city. And that just follows the trend of other health inequities in Cleveland, especially with the high levels of lead and infant mortality rates as well. And just a resource for our listeners too, the Birthing Beautiful Communities is a nonprofit organization who provides support to mothers and babies right here in the community. And you could contact them at 216-307-1538. And also, just as we're closing out the podcast today, just wanted to the contact information for Famikos is 216-791-6476, or you could also go to famikos.org. And if you do have any suggestions for future topics that we could have on the Famikos podcast, you can go to marketing@famikos.org and send an email there. And thank you again for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.